Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I am Lorianne Casdia. Our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to inspire, educate, and empower you to fulfill a healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life so you can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. Welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. I know I am. And as you know, I am a life and business transformational success coach, illuminating and empowering others to find and embrace their life purpose, live their highest vision, and forge a strong foundation to, as I always say, soar to success. So, of course, for more information, please visit us at ldcstrategies.com or loriannecasdia.com. Today on the show, I'm excited, but aren't I always? But today we have Yvonne, the Motivator Mann, on our show. She is a rock star. We actually met, that universe put us together without a doubt, but she is an author, a community advocate, a motivational life coach. She's one of my peeps, a speaker, the host of Determined Women of Destiny talk show on YouTube. She is rooted and grounded in her love of Jesus Christ, and Yvonne has dedicated her life to assist women and girls with living in the power of their worth. I love that. Yvonne, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Good to be with you again, Laura.
Oh, it's so good to be with you. I was so excited when I met you. I met you actually here at an event they were having for JVC Broadcasting. Mm-hmm. And it was just really an empowered, impassioned, timely meeting.
Yes.
Where we just, like, I saw your energy. I was like, oh, no, I need to speak to her. So I was absolutely drawn to you. So tell us a little bit about your history and, who is Yvonne the Motivator Mann?
Well, Yvonne the Motivator Mann is simply just Yvonne Annette Poole, and raised on Long Island, spent my summers in Alabama, a church girl. And I've spent my life basically in front of people. Since 5 years old, my mom has been pushing me in front of people and having me say stuff.
Yes, so, shy would not be a word I would use to describe you.
Absolutely not.
I love it.
So I've been speaking all of my life, and the motivator part came from having been a case manager and just working with women over. Oh my gosh! Ooh, I should retire.
Don't do math. It's painful.
Yeah, if I have to think about it, it's been a while.
I know. When I look back, I've been doing what I do. I've been a marketing strategist, and I've been a mentor and a coach for 40 plus years. Yeah. I was like, so I must have started when I was like 1.
Yeah,
Okay, no, but
so, over the course of that time, I realized that there's so many different dynamics to women.
Oh, yeah.
And services weren't hitting those dynamics. Mm-hmm. And I said, I want to do that. I want to help. I want to just help women. I want them to reach their best place. I want to reach my best place. Maybe helping them reach their best place, I'll get to my best place, and together we'll both be, successful.
How do you help women? What do you do to help women?
Well, as a life coach, when you come to me, I'm your personal cheerleader. Mm-hmm. Most women come to me and say, I'd like to, but I can't. And I'm the one that says...
Oh, what's that word? I don't even know that word. That's foreign to me.
I know.
And can't means won't. Can't means won't.
Absolutely. And I show women how they've been making excuses and self-sabotaging their own success. So, that's the reason why your dreams aren't living, because you're killing them.
Yeah. Oh, I love the way you said that. Do you find that we as women are brought up to take that backseat and to give little pieces of ourselves away?
Absolutely, because we're raised to be nurturers. When you see a little girl, what does she have in her hand? A doll.
Yep.
When you see a little boy, what does he have? He has a G.I. Joe. He has a ball. Unfortunately, they still make toy guns, but it's not nurturing.
Yeah.
We're raised to be nurturers, to be caregivers. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
And I believe a lot of our downfall is that we're too much of a caregiver to everybody else, but not ourselves.
Well, yeah. That's where I think we catch people. That's why I find a lot of my clients who gravitate to me are in their 40s and 50s, because now they're done with their caregiving. And certainly neither one of us are saying don't be a caregiver, because that's what we do instinctively. Women do that instinctively. Right. Men do that instinctively. We just do it at different levels, and it's more acceptable in society for us to take a step back and for them to take a step forward. And I say, take a step forward, always take a step forward. We can do it all. We've shown it. We've proved it. we're exhausted from it.
Oh, aren't we? You know, I always say, okay, you're giving out all of this to everybody else and you don't have anything left. So when your Southern word spent out,
Yep.
you have nothing to give. You have to take care of you first. Even on a airline flight,
Oxygen first.
you put your mask on
Yep.
first and then you help someone else.
Yeah.
You know, so I do agree with you. We are caretakers. We are nurturers at different levels. But I just want women to start caring for themselves more. And the new big title is self-care. We understand self-care. Yes, you need to get a pedicure. You need to get a manicure. You need to get a facial.
That's
you
not
need to
what
get
we're
a back
talking
rub.
about.
Right. You need to seriously sit down,
Yep.
get a notebook and a pen and start writing down some of the things you want to do. And then write down who do you need to help you, and then write down how are you going to get this done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't take that time. A lot of women that are my clients, they fell into business. You know, I was just making something for my hair and everybody kept, you know, everyone continued to ask, make it for me, make it for me. So I decided to put it in jars and slap $5 on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so you never saw this as a business? No, I still don't see it as a business. But if everybody is buying it for $5, it's a business.
I know. You just did the definition of a business.
Money exchange, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. So you have this this talk show on YouTube called Determined Women of Destiny.
Yes.
How did that become about? How did you develop that? Where did that stem from? Give us a little history.
My girlfriend, shout out to Nalisha Crosby, was going to be interviewed on Church Talk Radio. And because I grew up in that church where that radio station is, when she said to me, hey, will you come with me? I'm scared to go alone. I was like, sure, that's Bishop Luda's church. I grew up in that church. And I said, why are you scared? She said, I've never been on the radio. I said, okay. And then I thought about it. I called her back. I said, you do know that we're both at work, right? And she's like, well, I guess we have to play hooky. I said, hey, you ain't got to ask me twice. I'm out.
Seriously.
And we get to the station and we have to do a sound check. So it is, okay, everybody check their mics. And so I'm a nut at hand. So the show op said to me, hey, Yvonne, check your mic. I said, my mic sounds nice. Check one. And I literally froze. Because for the first time ever, I heard my own voice in my ears.
Yeah.
And even though I'm talking through the whole interview more than my friend did because she was frightened, I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So when we finished the interview, I said, hey, how do I do this? And she was very vague. You know, like when you ask someone how to do something and they know if they let you know about it, you may just take off. So I'm only going to give you a little bit. And that was her response. And I walked out of there saying, this must be for me, because she wouldn't give me the info. So she did give me the name of someone to call. I called them. And in less than a couple of weeks, I was in Church Talk Radio doing my show. My show initially was supposed to be on public access. I wanted to learn how to do that. And initially, the thought of giving women a home where you could talk about your business.
Yeah.
Because marketing and advertising for women is one of our biggest downfalls.
Sure.
Because we're so used to word of mouth that we forget that advertising and marketing is needed for your business to go forward.
Without a doubt, but let's be honest, we are powerful when we band together.
Yes.
We are incredible. We move mountains when don't get women upset. I will just tell you that, because we will get together, we will organize, and we are unstoppable. So I love the power in women. I love the fact that we do, you know, we're used to we're CEOs of our households first with our kids. Absolutely. And then we run our businesses and we're CEOs and CBOs. Mm-hmm. So, and I love that you just jumped on. Actually, we met two here. They asked the same question. I want to be on this. How do I do? Who do I have to talk to?
Yes.
I love that you just go and you ask, and you just take steps to achieve your goals. And those are some of the principles that I teach in the coaching that I have is ask, and taking those powerful steps. And that was what was impressive. You were unapologetic, as you should be, about asking those questions. All right, who do I have to talk to? And I love the fact that, rumor has it, you may have a show on this radio station. I would love to hear your show and to be part of that show, because that's the power behind what you did. You stepped up and said, okay, what do I need to do? And if not here, it will be someplace, because your voice needs to be heard, and you can be heard on YouTube. Where can they find you, Yvonne, on YouTube?
It's Determined Women of Destiny. And really, I don't have the YouTube channel the way I want it, but it is the YouTube /C Determined Women of Destiny.
Okay, so if you Google Determined Women of Destiny,
it'll pop up.
Yeah, it will come up, and you're going to see this beautiful woman's face. And we're always evolving. So, we're always at a stage where we're trying to get our shows better and to communicate and reach more and more women. You, like I, we want to empower women. We want to empower each other. We want to lift each other up. We want to see, I bet you love this too. Looking at a person and knowing that they have a superpower. Everybody does. And being able to determine what that superpower is, it's really cool to do that, right? I love what I do. I can tell you love it too.
Absolutely. It is my passion.
Yeah.
And I like what you said, that everybody has a superpower.
Oh, yeah.
You would be surprised how many women I come in contact with that I said, everybody has a gift. And they're like, well, I don't have one. Well, honey, you need to sit quietly and contact whoever your creator is.
Your higher power, yeah.
And ask whoever created you, what were you created to do?
Yeah.
Because if you've been walking this earth and you're a woman of a certain age and you feel as though you don't have a gift at all, that's something you have to work on.
And here's the secret. We have more than one superpower.
Oh, yeah.
We have multiple superpowers. It's just which we're going to focus on. And each superpower lends to the next. So when you put them all together, that's when you have found your purpose, because you take all of these different superpowers and they blend. And isn't it a fun journey?
It absolutely is. Every time I meet someone, and I interview them, because when I first started, it was people that I knew, women that I knew.
Sure.
And they had businesses, and hey, I'm going to give you a platform that you can freely discuss your business. And it has evolved to women that are just amazing, doing amazing things. Yeah. And, I have an interview that will be Sunday, and the woman is a braider, braiding hair. So what's the big deal? This woman is a worldwide winner of competitions.
Wow. Artist. That's it's artistic.
Yeah. She calls herself the braid artist. Some of her work, oh my goodness. And she has a hat that is woven through braids.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. When I saw her online, I said, I have to have that hat.
Yes. Let's talk to her. I love my hats too. So obviously you put together Determined Women in Destiny, right? When you were developing it, I know in all the programs that I've developed, there's always obstacles. So what kind of hurdles did you have to jump? And the purpose of me asking this question is we always have hurdles.
Yes.
We can choose to jump them, we can run from them, or we can walk around them. Right. So what were some of the hurdles that were in front of you?
I have a gift, and my gift is in my throat, and I don't know anything else. So I had to learn everything. I wasn't tech savvy, and I'm really not now, but I'm getting better.
Okay.
But
you can hire people for that.
Absolutely. Right? But I'm the type of person, I want hands-on, so I want to do everything. So it was very frustrating because my lighting, I didn't know anything about lighting, and I didn't know anything about sound, and my lighting was terrible. And then my sound echoed because the room I was in almost had nothing in it.
To soften the sound bounce.
I literally had large cardboard boxes that I opened up, that I put like a barrier around me so the sound would bounce off of it when I first started. Yeah. When I first started, those lamps that have like the 5 lamp bulbs?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I had 2 of them on either side of me.
So you were baking yourself.
Basically, yes.
You were giving yourself a perm.
Yes. And here I was doing all of this, and I was with a organization, an entertainment group, and I was following all the directions, but still my show wasn't good enough. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. And literally this became, to me, looking like the most expensive hobby I've ever had. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting any money from it. I'm putting money out. I'm still being told my show is really crap. You know, on this radio station I was on, oh, your show is the least listened radio. And I was losing sleep. The anxiety was crazy. I worked 9 to 5, so my job was suffering from it.
Sure.
My whole life was suffering from it. And I was like, you know what? Just take my show off. And I think that really shocked the person because they expected me to stay. And I was saying to myself, stay with what and for what?
Well, here's the thing, too, is they were tearing down your dream.
Absolutely.
They were telling you, and this is just one person's or maybe two people's opinions. And I had that happen to me when I was a singer. I used to be a singer a long time ago. Don't do the math. And I was a backup singer in the city in studios. And I would be sitting in this little room and we'd be reading books. And actually, I'd sneak out and jump into the engineer's booth because I was so intrigued by the board and I wanted to learn more. And he was like, shh, I'm working. And I was like, okay, but what's that for? And why are you doing that? And what, and so I learned a lot during that period. Fast forward, and I would get called in to, they would give me music. I would sing that line and I'm on records, if anybody remembers records and albums, of various artists. I was a backup singer for Michael Jackson, a backup singer for Lisa. Those are just some of the names that come to mind that I just sang like a line or two. And this was before they had all the equipment that did doubling and you didn't need backup singers like that. So I was there and one of the vice presidents came down and said, Lorianne, I want to give you a contract. Well, what 19-year-old girl wouldn't want to hear that? So went up to the office, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, of course, improper advances. And I was like, no, this is not okay. And he switched on a dime. And suddenly I was not talented, the whole 9 yards. I took my own voice away for 10 years because of one person's view. That's not okay.
Isn't that something?
It's amazing, right? So I didn't have enough self-confidence, self-constitution that we want to talk about in the second half. I didn't have enough of that at the time. I was 19 and I took my own voice away until somebody sat next to me during a meeting, knew nothing about me, turned to me and just said, why are you taking your own voice away? Now, who does that? Who says that? But it was the most amazing thing. I got up, I bursted into tears and I left the room because she was dead doggone. I never saw that woman again. You know, reason, season, and lifetime.
That's right.
She had a reason, and that was she was sent to just ask me that question. From that point on, I became the biggest advocate for people to have their own voices, not listen to the one voice that says the thing that breaks you, that could potentially break you. And that's when I learned all our success codes are already inside, that I needed to look inside, not externally, and I need to believe in myself enough to do it no matter what anybody else said. Those were fears of other people. Those were other people's issues, not mine. And that was an important element that I had to learn. And that from that point forward, fierce about allowing people to have a voice and me having a voice doing things like this, like you did. So they said that it wasn't, you know, you weren't.
My show was the worst.
Your show was the worst. It wasn't going.
On the station.
You were like, I'm out. Peace out. What'd you do next? Because I know you didn't stop.
I didn't stop. I had to take a moment though.
Sure.
And I'm a dreamer. I'm not a sleep dreamer. I'm a daydreamer. And like I can sit on the edge of my bed, go into a trance, 2 hours later, write a program.
Yep.
You know, and I hear from God, you know, and I was thinking, and God showed me this big boat, a yacht, and everybody was nice looking and dressed and they're having a good time and they're drinking their champagne. And I'm in the ocean and there is a life raft and they could put me on the boat, but they didn't. But the person that had the raft that just kept me afloat was the person I was working with. And at that point I said, it is time for me to learn what I need to do for me, for my show, because there's women that need it.
Yeah, you need to have a voice. You need to put that out there, and that's good. So you didn't let anything stop you.
Absolutely, never.
Unstoppable.
I have never. I wish my mother was here. She would tell you.
Yeah.
I have been in the hospital so many times because I wouldn't stop. Falling out of trees. I mean, asphalt burns, just getting in trouble because I don't know what no means.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a foreign language to me. Can't, no. Right. All those negatives don't really mean anything to me because there's a way to do it. I was told, it was funny, since I was a little girl, I'm a dreamer. And this is actually in my book, but and like you, a dreamer. But I really believe in happy endings. I believe everybody deserves a happy ending, will get a happy ending. You just have to take the steps towards it. Yeah. That's all. And you have to work hard. It's not something that you sit back and you go, I want a happy ending, and you don't take steps.
That's right.
And I'm going to leave you in a hanging right now to finish this story, because we're going to take a little break. You're listening to Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I am Lorianne Casdia. We're here with Yvonne, the Motivator Mann. She is outstanding. And we're going to continue our conversation in a few minutes, but we're going to take a little break. We'll be back in a few, and hang in there because you won't want to miss the second half. Talk to you in a few. Welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I am Lorianne Casdia. If you would like to be a guest or lift up your business, product, or not-for-profit, or if you have a question or comment, we would love to hear from you. You know what to do. Email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. Let me say it a little less New York fast. healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. Whether your goal is improving your health, increasing prosperity in business, developing a business and marketing strategy, nurturing spiritual growth, you're all in the right place. You need to continue to listen to us. And also, I'd be more than happy to speak to you and help you along the way. So we have the great Yvonne Mann on. And Yvonne, we were talking about my little dream. So
Yes.
It's not really a dream. It's what I truly believe deep down. And I learned that that's what my belief was. But I always watch happy ending movies. To date myself, I used to watch like those Doris Day happy ending movies where everything. So all those movies, I never was gravitating towards those thrillers and those horror movies. It just never resonated with me. And then fast forward, I was dating somebody, and they said, Lorianne, life is not a happy ending. And I stood up at that very moment and went, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's not, you're wrong. You're not right. You're absolutely wrong. Everything in my life told me that it can be, it will be, it should be. And from that point forward to another pivotal moment. And that's what you'll notice. I'm sure you notice that as being a life coach, there are periods or moments that you see the transition. If you pay attention, you can feel the pivot in your life. You can say, hey, wait a minute, this is something to remember. And I remember all those moments that got me a little closer to where I am today. And all those moments were necessary for me to become the person that I am today. And so when people go, you know, is there anything in your life you regret? No, not at all. Because without those bad experience, or I call them contrast experience, I wouldn't know what I do want. I have to know what I don't want to understand what I do want. So fast forward, I still believe to this day, everyone can have a happy ending. And I have my happy ending. I have, you know, the life that I've been searching for and wanting, and people around me who are just lifting other people up, and the energy is high, the vibration is good. And people like you come into my life because you're vibrating at that same level. So when you went to the next step, what was your next step in your journey after you were like, you know what? I'm good. Take my show off. What'd you do?
My next step was to learn everything I needed to learn, you know, because I didn't know. And I put my life in the hands of someone else. Okay, I got to stop right there.
Okay.
Never put your hands in the life of anybody else. Never let man or woman be in control of your destiny.
Yes, do not give away your power.
Never do that.
But you can ask for assistance. There's a difference.
Absolutely.
Big difference. So
assistance
is what, you know, going to someone who's a specialist in that industry, going to the best of the best. I know I got trained by the best of the best in my industry as a coach. Best of the best, because I wanted to learn from the best of the best, but that I didn't hand over my power.
Right.
So there's a difference between asking for assistance, but keeping the control of and your power over what your choices are.
Right.
And that's what you mean?
Absolutely. Yep. I learned everything that I needed to know, and I'm still learning. So I learned about the lighting and where to put it. And because I wear glasses, you know, that reflection. I have to hold my head down, opposed to I always hold my head up to speak. You know, it's still a learning process. You know, what mic to use, you know, how to say what I want to say in a way that is digestible and people want to hear it.
Yeah.
That type of thing. How to advertise.
Sure.
I met someone impromptu and they said, hey, did you know if you do a reel on Facebook and it is 61 seconds, it spans everywhere opposed to less than 61 seconds. So I started doing my reels at 61 seconds. And in like an hour, you've reached over 100 views or 100 listens.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, I didn't know that before.
Yeah.
So I just started, learning about what I do. It's one thing to have a gift, but you have to learn how to use it.
Yes.
And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing now.
And that's where it comes to the asking for help, going to the professionals, going to the people who know to get that information. We don't have to have all the answers, but we have to know what our gift is so that we can stay on I call it on our train track while we get other people to come into the train to teach us what we need to know and sometimes do what we can't do or don't want to do. A lot of the times there are things that we have to do in business. I don't want to do the accounting. I can do the math. I don't like doing it. That's why I hire somebody to do that. I don't want to be the lawyer. I don't want to take care of those things. I want to stay where I get all excited and pumped up by helping other people. So share one of your most memorable experiences that you've had through this whole process.
Well, early on, I'm going through Penn Station, running, trying to catch the Ronkonkoma line train.
You sure been there.
And I hear, Miss Mann. Now, I used to do an after-school program at my old alma mater, Amityville Junior High. So I'm saying, is this one of my students? It possibly could be. And I'm looking around and I don't see anybody I know. So I'm like, yep, you're hearing things. And I keep going. And the person's like, Miss Mann, finally catches up to me, out of breath. Oh my goodness. I knew that was you by your glasses because I had these big black glasses back in the day. And I turn and I'm like, yes, hi. I listen to you all the time. All the time. I love your show. And at that time, I was only on Facebook.
Yep.
I love your show. Oh my goodness. Thank you for doing your show. I said, well, thank you for listening. I hug the person and they say, oh, don't stop. I said, I won't. And it was like they were gone in a moment's notice. Poof, just gone.
Yeah.
And I never forgot that connection because I'm like, this is what I do it for.
Yeah. Well, to me, and we talk about this on the show a lot, and our listeners know this, is that those are signs of confirmation that you're going down the right trail, that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. And it comes easily. It doesn't necessarily mean there's no such thing as an overnight success. There really, truly isn't. It's a 20-year overnight success. You've heard that expression before. I was overnight success in 20 years. It took me 20 years. But to continue to go on the path that you want to go on, to continue to go down and search, become better at your craft, learn more things, figure out how to do it. And our world is changing swiftly. Like just when you learn a platform, they bring another platform.
I tell you.
Just when you learn all those platforms, they change the algorithm. So it's a constant learning process, but at the end, we will always reach the people we're supposed to reach. They will be delivered to us. That was a sign. That was just like the woman who sat next to me in that meeting, who said that very pointed statement to me. Those are things that confirm us from above, from your higher source, God source universe. Those higher source, they send them for confirmation. So we got to look for the signs. I always say, look for the signs. They're there every single day. There's a sign confirming that you're on your right trail, that you're on the right path. And if you're not on the right path, it'll tap you gently.
And to put you where you need to be. To
kind of push you where you're supposed to be. And if you don't pay attention, it'll redistribute that lesson a little harder. And every time it gets a little harder, and then it runs you over with the truck. Not actually. Mine was I got run over by a truck and they backed the truck over me. Again, blew everything up in my life. Yeah. But the thing is I had a choice. I could have stayed stuck, or I could have blown everything up to become unstuck. To go forward. And that was the choice. I chose unstuck. There's only two choices, right? It's go or stay. It's stuck or unstuck. Yeah. So it's yes or no. There's really only two choices in every decision that we make. So, and it takes courage. And what you did was courageous.
A lot of courage. I want to go to where you said, overnight success. And people say to me, oh, Yvonne, you just popped up and you're just running and you got your show. And I laugh because my daughter used to yell from the other side of the house when we lived together. Oh my God, Ma. I'd be like, hi, I'm Yvonne Mann. No, I'm Yvonne The Motivator Man. I'm Yvonne The Motivator. I'm Yvonne. And it was so crazy. And my daughter would be like, oh my God, Ma,
You're killing
stop it. So and people say, oh, that just comes out of your mouth. Hey, I'm Yvonne The Motivator Man. You say you can, I say you can. Give me 30 minutes and together we'll develop a plan, a blueprint for your success.
Yes.
That's because my daughter's deaf now because of it.
Yeah. But you had to develop that. You had to
Yes.
find what your style was so that you could stand out. So as a marketer, I'm also a positioner. And by doing things like that, you were positioning yourself, and it doesn't take overnight. It takes a lot of work and practice. A lot of massive imperfect actions, as I say, imperfect actions, because not all of our actions are going to land, properly. I'm sure you've had those days where you jumped and it was like, yeah, that didn't work. Yeah. And that's okay because now again, I look at that as contrast because we have an opportunity to learn from it, or we'll jump again and it will fail again. And then we just fail forward and do it again.
You keep doing the same thing until you learn the lesson, and then you get to go to the next place. You have another lesson to learn. So my advice to you is learn your lesson quick.
Yeah. Well, so I like to take it on the tap or the nudge as opposed to the train or the truck. I really prefer to do that. And I try to look out for the signs. I'm like, all right, I hear you. So that I can give that confirmation back. So universe, source, God understands that, I hear you. I'm on it. I get you. So, but the same comes with finding joy. And I know that you find joy. You have like joy in your eyes. You're like, you sparkle. You have this effervescence about you that's very contagious. I don't know if you know that.
It's funny you say that, because when people say describe yourself, I'm like, well, take Coca-Cola, shake it up in a bottle, take the top off, and the stuff that comes out, that's me.
Yes, because that's what attracted me to you. I was like, ooh, she's very sparkly. So, and it wasn't what you were wearing. It was you. It was the glow from your eyes, the how awake you are. People are sleeping and they just do the same thing over and over every day. And they just go and they're just like one day runs into the other. We live our lives. We just enjoy every second. We bruise our knees.
Good,
we fall down.
Yes.
We get, our elbows are a little scuffed up. Good, bad, or different. We have good days. We have good hair days, bad hair days. It doesn't matter. We just keep going, trying different things and experimenting, right?
And that's it. I always believe that if something hits you hard, it's not a shock to God. It's just a shock to you. And if you were brought to that place, you better believe you have everything you need to go through it.
Absolutely.
If you can get through the L in hell, you good.
Absolutely. I love that. That's great. So now, what's the process you have involved in choosing the women you interview on your show? Because I know you're very particular.
Right. A lot of times.
And can I be one of them?
Yes, most definitely. Yes.
That was a shameless plug.
No. Season 6 is coming up. She's a force. And you absolutely are a force. So you will definitely be with one of my guests, season 6. A lot of times I'll see women on Facebook that don't even know that what they're doing is so fantastic. I went to Juneteenth on June 20th in Hicksville, and a little girl had bought a doll. And the doll was 3 different African-American dolls. And I said, can I see that package? And I saw the woman. I took a picture of the woman who developed the dolls, and I contacted her. And I'm hoping she'll contact me and say, hey, yeah, I want to be on your show. Because all I want to do is expose amazing women doing amazing things that most people would not know. People would not know there's someone that can help you get in position. You can be a marketer. You can be a strategist. You can be a business coach. But to assist you in getting in position, that is very important, extremely important, because for many, many years, because I'm a cosmetologist by trade, beauty has always been
how beautiful you are.
Oh, thank you. Beauty has always been my first love. I put on my first full face of makeup at 12 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
My mother used to give me makeup minutes. I could wear not like mascara or anything, just the foundation on my face to church. And I thought it was something because all the other girls couldn't, So I always thought it would be the beauty business. I'm a nail technician, and I did nails for over 40 years, just retired in 2018. I gave up my mobile business.
Wow.
So that's what I thought. But like I said previously, when I sat in that chair at 50 some odd years old and realized that this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And everything started falling in place. My name is Yvonne Poole. Mann is my ex-husband's name. My father fought to give me that name. My initials are YAP. So from the time I took my first breath, it was prophesied what I would do. If you go to my Facebook page, it says, I'm living the life I was prophesied to live.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, my father passed before I could get to the point where I am now. But I know he's looking down and he realizes that he put a name on me. You know, every time I speak and I do a presentation, I end that I'm Hayes and Clara's baby girl. They gave me a name that tells the world exactly what I would do. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for being you.
Yes.
You know, I always give homage to my parents.
Yes.
Because my mom was my first momager.
Yes, I love that momager.
And I look for women everywhere. You know, I could just be walking somewhere and I'll see a picture of someone and they're doing something great. And I'll see if I can contact them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
We do very similar things because I bring people onto the show like yourself, who I just spectacular, want other people to be exposed to you. Some people who would never be exposed to you as a result. Right. So that's the whole point, is just lifting, I call it lifting each other up, right? So it's real important that you walk around. I do that too. I'll see somebody being an artist. I just saw this beautiful thing. I found it on Facebook. I searched down the artist. They took a tree in Australia that was dying. They were about to cut it down, and he made it into this hand. It's on my Facebook page. He made it into this hand reaching up to the sky, almost as a last example of what the tree was worth. And it looked like a human hand reaching to the sky. It was magnificent. Wow. So just looking at all this beauty and magnificent and the good that's out there, poo-poo all that bad stuff, ignore all that bad stuff, because we need to focus on the good to elevate all the good that's out there. And there's a lot more good out than there is not.
Absolutely.
What's your why, Yvonne?
Absolutely. Because I don't want another 17-year-old who have tried to commit suicide 3 times and angry the last time that it failed. I don't want another woman that decides to leave college because they don't really get the whole concept, to fall in love with someone they shouldn't have, to become a single parent. I don't want another woman to raise a child so messed up in their head that, just walking away from everything is more important than staying. I just don't want another woman to wake up in the morning and say, wow, I wish I wasn't here. Yeah. And the woman I just described was me.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. You and I, most coaches serve our former self.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why you're so fierce. But you took the steps. You said yes. You got unstuck, and you continue to move forward and learn and be able to spread that. So I say, instead of jumping the hurdle, I might help you around it. If we can make that hurdle shorter, that's what we do. And that's what you do. And that's a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. You're nice. I don't help you around the hurdle. I'm going to kick that hurdle. I'm going to find a Uzi. Anything that stands in front of me, I usually feel very sorry for it. Yeah. Because, I just have a fighting nature. Yeah. And I'm going to fight until I get to the other side. Yep. And woe be unto you who stands in my way.
I totally agree.
I'm not trying to take advantage of anybody, but if you're standing in front of my way and saying, no, Yvonne, you can't, oh, God help you. Oh,
well, that's just for me, that's a direct challenge. When somebody says no to me, I'm like, really?
Yes.
So defiance kicks in. And yes, I help other women try to avoid the hurdles and go around them as opposed to jumping them, learn from other people's. That's one of the things that I know I learned. I bet you learned this too, is learning from other people's mistakes so that you don't have to make those mistakes. That's why those mistakes are in front of us, so that we learn. So we're here for 2 reasons, to learn and to serve. And that's what we both are doing. We're learning, we're growing, we're serving, becoming the best us we can be, right?
Absolutely.
And you're quite extraordinary, Yvonne.
I thank you. Every day it's a process. Every day I just don't wake up and it's fabulous. No, every day, I thank God for my life. I live my life in a state of gratitude. Absolutely. in the dark times. And, right now I'm in a transitional period, and it's really kind of scary. But I have to look at all the other times that was scary and I made it through. So I have a 100% track rate. Hashtag trust the process.
Yes.
Everybody follows me. They know I always say hashtag trust the process.
Yep.
So that's it. There is a process out there. And if you don't know what it is, you need to, I always believe, sit quietly. But make sure you have something to write with, because in those quiet moments, you will hear.
Absolutely. You are listening to Healthy Lifestyle with Lori-Ann. We're here with Yvonne, the Motivator, Inspirator Mann. And also, I want you to look up Determined Women of Destiny talk show on YouTube. Thank you so much for being on with us today. I really appreciate you so much. Is there an email that they can reach out to you for?
Yes, they can. It is Yvonne, that's YVONNE, Mann, MANN 07 @gmail. That comes directly to me. Or you can go to determinedwomendestiny @gmail.com.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. determinedwomendestiny @gmail.com. Again, Yvonne, such a special moment to be with you. I'm so glad that we did this.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for everything that you're doing. It's so important to have just beautiful people who will knock down those barriers and hurdles to help other women. So thank you so very much for that. And thank you for listening and joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle with Lori-Ann. I know you have a lot of choices, and it lifts my heart that you have chosen to share your time with us today. I want to again thank our beautiful guest today, the Motivator Mann, Yvonne the Motivator Mann. She is really outstanding. Again, look for her at Determined Women of Destiny talk show on YouTube. If you're looking for a business coach, accountability, strategy, direction, a sounding board, someone to help streamline your business or more, or you're not feeling free right now, reach out to me at 516-983-3591. Let's see if it's a good fit. I could certainly help you soar to success. Thank you again for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle with Lori-Ann. I am Lori-Ann Casdia. Look for our show next Saturday at 3. Until next time, play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, show up for you, and what? Show up big. All right. Have a great day.